Hey guys, Jason here. There's nothing better than getting together with friends after a long week and making each other laugh. So that's what we're gonna do. Join me as I have fun with my friends. Hey guys, Jason here. Today I am with Stephanie, and today we are going to be trending with friends. So what does that mean, Stephanie?
It means we're going to be talking about the hot topics of the day, so whatever's been trending on Facebook.
Okay, so let's get started. The first thing we're trending is Bristol Palin.
Oh, wow.
So, a month after canceling her wedding, Bristol Palin has announced that she's pregnant. She wrote in her blog, "I want you guys to know that I am pregnant. Honestly, I've been trying my hardest to keep my chin up on this one. I know this has been and will be a huge disappointment to my family, to my close friends, and many of you. But please respect my 6-year-old son Trips and my privacy during this time. I do not want any lectures and I do not want any sympathy." Palin has not confirmed if her ex-fiance Dakota Mayer is the father of her second child or if they are still together.
First off, I don't have any sympathy for her whatsoever. I don't know what she's asking. Like, she's not asking for sympathy, but that she's thinking that some people are going to show sympathy towards her. I completely disagree with that. I don't think she should have mentioned that in there.
See, I have more of an issue of saying that she knows she's a disappointment. Because I feel like by saying, like, this is a huge disappointment to my family, my close friends, and to you, it's kind of like saying that the child was a mistake. And she's in the public eye.
Yeah.
Her child is going to be able to go back and see this kind of stuff.
Very true. And the thing, too, it's like, the other question that we have in there, like, she doesn't confirm that it's her ex's baby or not. And I think that's something else that's like, okay. Like,
and it's not the first time it's happened. I mean, she had
that.
Tripp, also out of wedlock
Mm-hmm.
while her mom was running for office, very public.
Yeah.
And it's like she made the same mistake and is saying, like, I don't want your lectures anymore, I don't want your sympathy. But then she's saying that it's a disappointment, which is kind of contradicting.
So it's like, for me, like, not wanting to hear lectures, well, you're going to hear it when this is the second time you've done it. So no sympathy towards her. I don't feel sorry for her. I just feel like, it is what it is. I don't really care, actually. Like, she can be pregnant, out of wedlock again.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I mean, just be happy about the blessing
of
having another child.
Exactly.
I mean, it might not have been the best of situations that it happened out of.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, just the fact that her child is going to be able to go back and see all of this.
Oh, I made you become a disappointment? Like, okay. Well, there's that. I mean, not many people want to have kids and can't, and she's had 2 accidentally. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Okay. And by the way, that was from people.com.
Okay. So next we have, for one of our topics, is Rose McGowan, and this is from the avclub.com. So she was fired by her agent for calling out a sexist casting note. Now, the way the wardrobe's note was on here was that it was black or dark, form-fitting tank that shows off cleavage, push-up bras encouraged, and form-fitting leggings or jeans, nothing white. She went on Twitter and quoted, "Casting note that came with script I got today. For real, name of male star rhymes with Madam Panhandler. Ha ha ha, I die." And then the other one she came out with was, after she got fired, was, "I just got fired by my wussy acting agent because I spoke up about the bullshit in Hollywood. Ha ha ha, hashtag douchebags, hashtag awesome, hashtag bring it." Obviously she was very offended by that. She did put on there on the website, she was quoted on saying that it went through so many hands before it got to her, so why didn't anybody else say something about it?
See, I think here too, the big thing is, it's Hollywood. There's going to be all sorts of different auditions that you can go to. Some, are going to be more wholesome, some are going to be more provocative. If this is the type of audition you're going to, that, it's Adam Sandler. You're going to have, dirty humor in it. I mean, he's looking for something more raunchy, obviously.
Yeah. So,
I mean, she shouldn't be surprised that, that's what he's expecting. Mm-hmm. Just because she got the audition doesn't mean she has to go to it if she doesn't like it.
Very true.
But I feel like what the bigger issue here is the fact that her agent dropped her because of her opinion.
Now, that's just simply because of the fact that she mentioned Adam Sandler's name, however she chose to disguise it. And I think that, to me, it's like, okay, yes, no one get mad. She's not as big as Adam Sandler, obviously. And I think that's one of the reasons they're like, you know what, we don't want to deal with her, saying anything. Let's just drop her and that's it.
But I mean, if an agent dropped every celebrity because they didn't like what they said, no one in Hollywood have agents anymore.
That's true.
People take to Twitter all the time. It could be because, Rose McGowan is, well, I mean, really she is, I don't want to say an up and coming.
She was Charmed, that was like early 2000s.
Charmed, but then, she's also did a couple movies lately and Once Upon a Time. So, I mean, she is starting to get back into the field.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's not going to be, an A-list actor right now. Mm-hmm. Not saying that she won't be.
Yeah.
But because she's not as famous as some other people,
they have the right to they feel that they have the right to just fire someone like that, yeah. Which that's obviously unfair on its own. So there's that. All right.
Okay. So what else is trending is the East Room. According to CNN, as Obama was speaking at a White House event honoring LGBT Pride Month on Wednesday, an accidented voice rang out from the crowd and Obama wasn't amused. "Shame on you," he told the heckler, who was protesting deportation under the Obama administration. Obama responded, "Listen, you're in my house. It's not respectful." Obama asked to have the heckler removed. An immigration group claimed the protester was an undocumented immigrant, Geneset Gutierrez, who is transgendered. Gutierrez was a founding member of Familia TQLM, established to advocate for LGBTQ immigrants, who the group says are often excluded in the immigration debate.
Now, here's my thing. I don't know. Like, how are you? I'm like, if you're an immigrant,
it's like
how are you being excluded? You're an immigrant. That makes no sense. But because you're labeling yourself as being, I always get this confused, LGBTQ, like, how do you feel excluded? It's like, pick one. That's my thought on it.
Well, it's like she's two things working against her. I mean, one, she's an immigrant. Immigration is a huge subject right now. Obviously, because that's what she was heckling him about.
Yeah.
Two, she's transgendered, which, like it or not, we know right now in this country is a problem. Like,
mm-hmm.
people are still fighting for their equal rights. So when you add both of those together, you're, for lack of a better term, like, royally screwed.
Mm-hmm. And now, me, I am Mexican. I'm not an immigrant. I was born here. My father did immigrate here. But I feel like it wasn't her place to even say something like that in the White House to even President Obama.
Yeah,
it was just being rude and,
He also went on to say that, like, he invited these people to his house for hors d'oeuvres and drinks
mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. And it wasn't the time or place to be heckled.
Absolutely.
That he shouldn't be heckled in his own house.
No, and that's true. That goes like with anybody. If you invite, it doesn't matter if you're the president or just regular old schmo down the street. If you invite someone to your house, you do not expect to be insulted or heckled or any sort of way like that.
Well, in this issue, I think I would actually stand with the president, just because, like, really, it's a respect issue.
Yeah.
I feel like because she is an immigrant and, an undocumented immigrant, mm-hmm. and because she's transgendered, people are going to feel that he was unfairly picking on her.
Like I said, I'm Mexican. I don't agree with that. And, I do know people who come here illegally. And to me, that's, I don't know. It's just, no, I don't feel sorry for her. Like, that's terrible for me to say, but I don't. Because you acted upon, like, what? Impulse? And just said something rude. And to the president.
I know.
Okay.
Like, respect people.
Exactly. All right. Next on. Little bit, I don't know. This is Pringles is in the news. How often do you hear that? This is from thetelegraph.com. So, Tesco, which is a British market, they're under attack for offering bacon-flavored Pringles as part of a Ramadan promotion. Now, obviously, pork is strictly forbidden in Islam, And the Pringles were, to me, this was purposely done because they were displayed underneath a Ramadan banner in the store. Tesco is apologizing for the mistake. It was supposed to be the original flavor and the sour cream and onion flavor that were on there. I think that was definitely purposefully done. Like,
but wait, don't you fast for Ramadan?
I have no idea. I did not do my research on this. All I know is that pork is forbidden. But here's the thing, another thing that was on here was that the bacon flavor, there's no actual pork in it. It's just the seasoning.
It's a flavoring. And if you really think that there's going to be pork
don't buy it.
In processed food, I mean, you're kind of delusional. But, I mean, I can see, bacon is a pork product, and because pork is forbidden during Ramadan.
And I can see how people are offended because it was right underneath the banner that was, promoting Ramadan on there.
But also, like, I'm pretty sure, during Ramadan you're supposed to fast for so many days. Why would you be buying Pringles? Why would you be promoting Pringles under a Ramadan
I think
banner?
They're still trying to keep their sales up, maybe. That's what they were doing. But I feel like, I still think it was somebody that purposely put out the bacon flavor.
It was bad placement, and
yeah. Or like, I also kind of think that it was maybe they're like, oh well, they can't have real pork, and they can never eat pork. Why should we deprive them of bacon flavor?
A pork flavor.
Exactly. No, not necessary. But
I think an even bigger issue is why do they have bacon Pringles?
I wouldn't want a bacon Pringle.
I don't.
It doesn't
trust
appeal
me,
to me.
I love bacon, but sometimes I feel like bacon is like highly overused.
Oh my god, yes.
I mean, I've had chocolate covered bacon. It was gross. I didn't like it.
No.
I've had,
bacon in your cheese fries. That's delicious. That's different.
Yeah.
Bacon and cheese are like best friends.
But I guess, bacon on a potato chip is like that salty flavor. I mean, it could work. I mean, I've had potato chips and ice cream, which I thought was going to be like super gross, like chocolate potato chips
French
and ice
fries
cream.
And Frosties, everyone knows that.
Yeah, and it was really good. So like maybe a bacon Pringle would taste kind of good, but bacon flavor usually doesn't do it for me.
No, I just can't. No, that doesn't appeal to me. So if I see a bacon Pringles can, I'm going to be texting it to Jason and be like, look what I found. Next topic.
Yeah, and if we get them, they might actually be on an episode of Fun with Friends.
Like, look what we found. Okay, so for our next topic, we're going to be talking about Clint Dempsey. Now, this article is from The Guardian. Now, here's one thing. This has to do with soccer.
Which neither of us are really big sports fans in general.
Yeah.
So we're kind of just going off of what we read.
Well, not that I'm not we're not really big sports fans, but we, of course, soccer would be the last thing on my list. Yeah, you got a goal in the entire however long it was. So he was given a 2-year U.S. Open Cup ban for tearing up a referee's notebook. Now, this was because he got mad that they gave one of his teammates a red card. I don't know what that means. I probably should have researched that.
Red card is like a penalty.
Okay,
that much I do know.
But he's another thing on here. He's a Seattle forward on the soccer team over there. But yeah, I feel like that's a bit harsh, right?
Yeah.
That's what
I don't know exactly what goes in that notebook. Maybe it has really important things. Maybe. I know someone is going to probably comment on here saying we're morons for not knowing this.
Probably.
But with a notebook, I feel like that is. I'm with you. I feel like that's a really strong punishment. However, who is stupid enough to go and tear up a notebook? I mean, like maybe a 10-year-old.
Do they have the strength to tear up a notebook, though? That's the thing. My thought is, like, I'd be like, one page at a time. I got this. I hate you right now so much. You did that to my teammate. Like, that is my thought right there.
But seriously, you go after his notebook?
Like, he's like, I'm gonna get you where it hurts. Like, that's what I thought his mentality was.
I mean, is, like, tearing up a notebook, like, the equivalent of, like, tearing up a Bible or something?
Oh, God, I hope not. But here's my thing, though. Just 2 years on the ban right there. But here's the thing, I didn't look up to see if he had done anything previously, because I think if he has, I kind of see where they're coming from. But yeah, we might put some extra information on that, because do you know how long it took us to write these cards? A very long time. Like, ridiculous.
We decided that, I decided that technology wouldn't be the greatest, and it would look more professional to use note cards this time.
Wow.
Next time we'll be using Kindles.
Okay.
Okay, so the next one, honestly, I have no idea why it was trending. Lake Texoma. A 6 to 8 foot diameter vortex was caught on camera at Lake Texoma in Oklahoma as officials opened up the Denison Dam to drain the overflowing lake. We'll either link a video or a picture in the description.
This was just, we were like,
But
okay, what are we watching?
It was literally just a dirty lake with a vortex, like
It was
with
draining.
a bathtub.
It's like, just think of your bathtub draining, but just dirty, muddy. Just
And
that's all I
I'm like,
think of.
okay, you know, we're in Indiana. It's rained, like, what, probably
I have no
6 out of the
idea.
7 days every week for the last, like, 3 weeks.
We didn't make the news.
Yeah, well, some parts did.
Some parts did for extreme flooding, probably.
We didn't make Facebook trending, though.
That is true.
And, like, I just don't get why this is trending. I mean, yeah, like, America's going underwater right now. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. But, like,
I feel like we should be building an ark soon, but, you know, we can't take it to Texoma because we're gonna go down the hole.
just the video of it, and then Jason said he was going to do a picture. Now, I don't think we're going to do the picture because I did say it looks like a butthole. So, I don't want to do a picture, so most likely it'll be a link down below, and you can watch the video and be ever so slightly amused with it.
Or not so slightly amused as we were.
We were just like,
We're like,
that's it?
why?
That's
Why
it?
is this trending?
Which probably brings us to our next topic, right?
Yes.
I think we need to switch here. Actually, so that's my topic. That's next. Do you want to count that as a blooper?
No.
Okay. Okay. So another thing that we should probably be well versed in, since we are high school graduates. I will say this: we are high school graduates with some college education. I think Jason has more than I do. This has to do with the Fair Housing Act. This was on USA Today.
But keep in mind that neither of us were political science majors.
That is true, even though I did take AP Government, right? That's counted in there? But like
in high school or college?
High school. I
Well,
took
yeah,
high
but I
school.
mean that's for
That's how
college
many years
credit,
ago?
I
I'm
mean,
not going to
technically.
say. Yeah. Okay, so what's on here, the quote that's on here, or the paragraph, this was from a 5-4 decision, was a deeply divided Supreme Court delivered an unexpected reprieve to civil rights groups Thursday, ruling that housing discrimination need not be intentional, in order to be illegal. I can't read my own writing.
See, I think that's a good law. For those of you that don't know what the Fair Housing Act is, it basically says that you cannot be discriminated for, what was it, age,
Sex,
race,
religion.
Like, you can't be discriminated for, like, age, sex, religion, gender,
All of the above, basically.
sexual orientation, you know, all the things.
That people
You
are
can't be discriminated when either renting or buying a house or in the process of buying a house.
Now, on here, it did say, like, that it did take them a very long time to come to this decision. So it's like, this was very close. This was a 5-4 decision. That's pretty tight right there.
Which, when you think of it, that's pretty sad. Because, like, I mean, they're saying even if it's unintentional, it's illegal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you may not have realized you were discriminating against something, but you're still going to be held accountable for it.
So it's one of those crossing the lines right there, very, very close to me.
I feel like this is really a way to start, you know, weeding out, like, you know, like racism, sexism,
Yeah, all
that kind of stuff.
All the discriminations. Yeah. All right.
Which, as we know right now, is a really big problem and
Huge.
issue our country is facing right now.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. And we have another issue that, you know, I mean, it's kind of interesting, but, like, it was, again, why is it on Facebook?
I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting. Oh, no, it's not. Jason?
So, the tiny sea creature known as Halugins...
Try it again. We're going to put it phonetically on the bottom. Hallucigenia. Not repeating it again.
Hallucigenia.
There you go.
We'll go with hallucigenia. Due to its strange appearance, lived 500 million years ago. So see, why do I have to know its name? Discovered in the late 70s in Canada, researchers were unable to decipher its head and how it walked. Now with the electron microscopy, researchers from the University of Toronto, Royal Ontario Museum, and Cambridge University sorted its head from its tail and found a simple pair of eyes and a row of needle-like teeth. A blob at the end was discovered to be death poop, which I thought was probably the most interesting part of this.
This is funny. But we're going to probably put a link in the description for
We'll throw up a picture
of it. Yeah.
It's pretty creepy. It's like a worm with sharp teeth and these like sharp legs. I mean,
but here's the thing. How long ago did it live?
500 million years ago.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
I believe they said that it was like the
prehistoric?
Well, not it's prehistoric. But like as far as evolution goes, it would have been like what the earthworm came from and the lobster. So it's like separate branches. Like the lobster went one way and the earthworm went the other.
That makes sense.
I mean, it really does look kind of like a cross between a lobster and an earthworm.
Now, here's the thing, too. The title of the article was I thought it was going to be really interesting.
Yeah,
because of the title.
Because it said, meet the creature of your nightmares.
I was just like, I saw it and I'm like, does this thing still, like did they they bring it back to life? No.
She asked if it was a Jurassic World type of thing.
Yeah, like that was my thought.
But I mean, really, I'm not a big science person.
Yeah.
So, like, fossils don't really interest me. If my other friend and coworker Lauren was here, she would be all over this. She could probably like talk an hour on the subject, because she's into like all things natural science.
Yeah, I think I was into that stuff when I was in second grade when we went to the Museum of Science. No, Field Museum. There we go.
And see, I was never a really big fan of the Field Museum. I always liked Science and Industry better.
I don't know. I went to each one once, and I was like, I'm good. That's it. What interested me was the aquarium. That's what I love. All right.
Oh, okay.
Next topic.
Okay, so next we have Bob Beckel. Okay, so the Huffington Post reports that Fox News has parted ways with liberal firebrand and The Five co-host Bob Beckel. The network confirmed Thursday. Beckel had been with the network in various capacities since 2000. He left the show for back surgery in February and has since sought treatment for addiction to painkillers. Bill Shrine, Senior Executive Vice President of Programming at the network, said he tried to work with Bob for months and couldn't hold the Five hostage to one man's personal issues. He took tremendous advantage of our generosity, empathy, and goodwill, and we simply came to an end of the road with him.
I think that was a good decision on their part. Now, he, obviously that's 15 years of his career. That's right there. But because of painkiller addictions, he just kind of let that,
Well, okay, so down. He took time off from the show to have back surgery.
That's fine.
Okay. The company gave him the time. They said that they were very generous with him, empathetic, and he just took advantage when he became addicted to painkillers. And I mean, this was in February. It is now almost July, really.
And back surgeries obviously are I think it's a pretty big surgery.
It is.
Depending where it is, I'm not sure. But that's more than enough time. And yes, you're lucky that a company's going to give you ample time to recover. I mean, where we work. So, to me, this is pretty
I think it probably has more to do with the fact that he became addicted to the painkillers, and has sought treatment, but he's really taken advantage of what the company's has done for him.
Yeah, there we
go. So honestly, I support Fox with this decision.
And I'm not a Fox News person, and same thing. That's his decision that he chose to do. He kind of let himself get taken away with that.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad. He let addiction really ruin his career.
Yep. All right. Now we want to end on a bit of a lighter note. I found this hilarious. This is about Lululemon, which a lot of women love Lululemon. I wish I could, because their stuff is freaking expensive. This is from Quartz, which is QZ.com. And the article is, Lululemon is recalling 300,000 workout tops that may attack your face. Now you hear that and you're like, I paid how much? Some people were already reported to have injuries. Now this is, these are tops with cords, I guess the toggling kind that you can kind of scrunch up or whatever. can be caught on something and snap back and hit you in the face. Yeah, the tops go from anywhere to $60 to $90, and the jackets are from like $100 to $130. That's ridiculously expensive, but the fact that you can get hit in the face with a cord. Now, okay, what are you like?
Well, I want to know why. What would make you think it would be a good idea to use elastic as basically a drawstring?
That is true. Like, I can see, like, I know, like, my dad's a runner, and I know Ryan's a runner, and I think some running stuff has, like, stuff where you can kind of put to make it scrunchier around your head, and there is, like, a toggle on there. But, now here's the thing, how long are these cords on these tops? That's, like, they're getting caught on something, whipping you in the face, like, or you're running and it just goes, like, I mean, come on. Like, I don't know.
A faulty elastic band.
I think to me...
I mean, seriously, you're charging what? Like, upwards of $80 per top?
Shirt.
And you're going to have testers and...
Yeah.
And, you know, prototypes and all these things. Like, you seriously did not catch...
That something like that. I think that they were just like, you know what? It's stretchy, our material's stretchy, let's add this in here, and...
Stretchy is not always good.
Yeah. No, I just imagine, like, seeing, like, a woman, like, oh my god, just got caught on my purse, and just bam in her eye, like, oh my god, now she has a glass eye for the rest of her life, because of Lululemon. Like, I know that we shouldn't be laughing, but I don't know what the injuries were, like, as far, well, obviously in their face, but, like, to what extent. But I just find it funny that they have to recall all these items. It's like, how about be careful what you
It's what, like, over 300,000, right?
Yes, over 300,000 tops. Yeah, that's just
which
a
is
design
crazy.
flaw.
I mean,
I think they fired that designer. Probably. That's what I'm thinking.
Remember, that's her thoughts, not what the company did.
Yeah, my thoughts. All right. So...
Okay. Well, that is all the topics that were trending today on Facebook. And we hope that you enjoyed our show. So, if you liked it, give us a thumbs up. Leave us a comment. You know, if there was with your opinions on today's issues. And subscribe so you don't miss a thing.
Yep.
Okay. We hope you had fun trending with friends today. Bye. Hey guys, it's Jason here. Welcome to today's Fun with Friends video. And today we are going to be trending with friends.
Stephanie here, because Jason didn't introduce me, so here I am.
Okay, stop. Rewind.
You didn't introduce me. I'm like, with Stephanie, you're supposed to. It's your channel.
Okay. And
I feel like any one of those things go pretty much. Yeah.
okay. Out. We're gonna have to redo this one. And we had such a good thing going, but...
Yep.
No!
You think you can hear her in the thing?
Go to bed.
Yo.
Go to bed.
We'll probably hear her rustling, won't we?
Mm-hmm. Okay. It was getting loud.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Okay. Ready? Dealing with a barking dog right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Take 3.
Take 3. Okay.